2017 so far has been one hell of an impressive year for games, and we're only midway through, friends. From World War II to slasher epics to battling machines, there's a whole lot to keep you occupied these days. So get ready to make your wallet cry as we jump into our top 10 video games you need to play for 2017. Number 10 is Friday the 13th. There's something oh so satisfying about killing off a bunch of teens at camp. In this co-op game, who you play is randomly selected for you. Either one of the 8 camp counselors trying to not get killed and escape, or Jason, who can do things like teleport across the map to hunt down his victims. It's some good old slasher fun, with a flavor of hide and seek, and fairly straightforward goals. As Jason, your goal is to kill, duh. And as one of the counselors, to either fix the boat, the car, or try to kill Jason, having to find all the right supplies to do so for each. And at number 9 is Persona 5. Social simulation by day, dungeon exploration by night. Persona 5 gives you the high school experience while going off to explore the supernatural palace realm to steal ill intent from the hearts of adults. If you're unfamiliar with the series, it's an RPG where you and your party do battle with supernatural enemies from your enemies' manifestations of their psyches, called personas. Critics have said Persona 5 is the best story in the Persona series to date, with the palaces taking place in the mind of each target, therefore making them incredibly unique and sometimes absurd. Every persona you collect has its own abilities, and combining them with other personas enables players to personalize the way they go about combat in the game. And the activities and encounters in the real-world social simulator plotline of the game are just as interesting to boot. And at number 8 is Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. While it's technically a DLC, it would be a bit unfortunate for us not to mention this on our list, as it's the last Uncharted game Naughty Dog will be making. And to be fair, it's expected to take over 10 hours to complete. Ain't too shabby. Set in India, the game stars Chloe Fraser and Nadine Ross as they hunt down an ancient Indian artifact and keep it out of the hands of a war profiteer. Naughty Dog has said of the DLC, "We've wanted this adventure to feature all of the hallmarks of the series, from cinematic storytelling set within exotic destinations to dynamic combat and intricate puzzles." And they've also said that the game will feature the same wide linear level design seen in Uncharted 4, along with more driving scenes. And number 7 is Call of Duty World War II. While this game comes out in November 2017, the trailer has already gotten over 18 million views, and a lot of people are talking about it. Developers keep calling the campaign a graphic, visceral, boots on the ground campaign. But aside from that overused description, it's also been revealed that the players will be making their way through the Hürtgen Forest, where the US suffered major casualties at the end of 1944, along with battle scenes in urban parts of France and Belgium. There's also new modes being introduced in this game in multiplayer, including being able to choose between multiple different army divisions. And at number 6 is Destiny 2. Set to be released in September 2017, the sequel to Destiny has been highly anticipated. While there aren't any new classes this time around, there are 3 new additions to subclasses, all which look pretty damn cool. The game takes place 1 year after the events of Destiny: Rise of Iron, and the last city is being attacked by the Red Legion faction of the Cabal. The Guardians have been stripped of their power, and they're forced to acquire new powers in order to defeat the Red Legion. And at number 5 is Prey. Released in May 2017 by Bethesda, Prey reminded me a little bit of Portal. Anyone else get that vibe? Anyway, you play Morgan Yu as you explore the space station Talos 1, where a hostile alien collective called the Typhon escapes confinement and turns the station into a total nightmare. It's a first-person shooter, crazy beautiful aesthetically speaking, and the Typhon is a super unique opponent to be going up against. They can take the form of any object, making it oh so terrifying when they pounce on you unexpectedly. One minute it's a stool, the next is trying to kill you. The station has an open world setting but progresses in a Metrovania way, which, if you're unfamiliar, is a term used to describe the ability to access parts of a game by needing to acquire a key or a special item in order to move forward, derived from Metroid and Castlevania. All in all, Prey is pretty sweet, and if you have a PS4 you can try the demo out via the PlayStation Store and see if you dig it. And at number 4 is Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Critics have praised this Resident Evil for having the strongest atmosphere in the entire series. You've been summoned to the Dulvey plantation via a cryptic email from your missing wife, and the game has a whole lot of terrifying fun for players to encounter. Cannibalism? Check. Intimate attention to detail that is pretty damn scary? Check. Hillbilly horror? Check. And fighting off the game's main antagonist, the Baker family? Yeah, they're full of surprises, making for some unpredictable gameplay. So if you like horror games, this one should definitely be on your list. And at number 3 is Star Wars Battlefront 2. Set to be released on November 17th, 2017, fans are pretty stoked about this one, and it looks a lot more superior content-wise to its predecessor. That some fans felt was a bit of a disappointment, especially having to get more content by paying for a season's pass. This time around, new content that comes out each season will be free for those who own the game, and time-wise, the game spans from the prequel trilogy to the current trilogy, which not only includes characters from all those sagas, but also the planets that their events occurred on. Plus, the lightsaber combat has been improved too. and it looks pretty damn sweet. And at number 2 is Horizon Zero Dawn. Post-apocalyptic land ruled by robots? Count me in. Another critically acclaimed game, Horizon Zero Dawn came out in February of 2017, and it was praised for its excellent character development, compelling open world exploration, the story's depth and creativity, and its challenging combat. Also, it's damn beautiful. Aloy was also a fan favorite, being deemed one of the best female protagonists in video games to date. Now before we get to number 1, a few honorable mentions. Injustice 2.
And God becomes tyrant, becomes outcast.
For Honor. And Rhyme. And finally, in at number 1 is The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Welcome back to Hyrule with this latest Legend of Zelda installment. This time around, Link wakes up with amnesia from a 100-year slumber by a mysterious voice that guides him to defeat the Calamity Ganon in order to prevent him from destroying Hyrule. It received rave reviews, and some have even called it one of the greatest video games of all time, primarily for its open-world physics-driven gameplay that encourages experimentation. And the animation style? Damn. So what games are you guys stoked about? What did you think about the games that are on this list that are already out? Any games that were released this year that we didn't include that you loved? Let us know all of that fun stuff in the comments below, and make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons if you want to see more gaming lists. And if you want to know what games you should check out next year, make sure you take a look at our most anticipated games from E3 list coming up soon. For now, I'm Kelly Pally for Top 10 Gaming, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.